Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifestyle with Dr. Moby. I'm Dr. Moby, and today we are honored with great guest all the way from UK. Let's welcome Jay Williams.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. But thank you for coming to our show, sir. Um, Tell us about yourself. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a mindset and performance coach, and I primarily work with business owners and entrepreneurs to help them really break through the stuff, sometimes referred to the mental blocks that are really holding them back from having the level of income, the level of impact, and the level of freedom that they really want from their business.
Mhm. So tell me about when did you start this?
Yeah, so I've been coaching for about 3 years now. I used to be in the Air Force. I was in the Air Force for 9 years, and I decided I was going to start my own business, my own online business. But I never really knew what I wanted to do. I was just kind of like, oh, this looks good. This can make me money. This whole online business thing looks pretty cool. I can travel the world. I can sit on a beach with a laptop, and everybody's making it look really easy. So I'm going to give this a go. And I kind of got into what I'm doing now just through the process of trial and error and seeing what I enjoyed, because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. There's a saying, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I still didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up, even at the age of 27.
Mhm. Okay, very nice, very nice. Also, tell me about this. What is the structure? Do you do do you do consults? Do you do how do people reach you?
Yeah, so I work with people all around the world just through Zoom and just through having a conversation, just live online like this.
Mhm.
So we use lots of different things through our coaching,
Mhm.
but one of the biggest tools I use as kind of like a foundation to everything I do is something called motivational maps, and this is where we really uncover the things that drive every single thing we do. So we make I'm told it's around, I don't know who's measured this, by the way, around 50,000 decisions a day. And
Wow.
the things that are driving those decisions are the things that are deep inside of us. They're coming from our unconscious. And most people don't understand why they do what they do, which was certainly me. I had no idea when I left the Air Force just over 7 years ago. What was driving me? What did I really want? I kind of loosely knew what I wanted,
Hmm.
but I really did not know why I decided to do the things I did. And so I really got into a place of understanding, okay, what's kind of the sat nav that's driving our life? And we refer to this particular tool, one of the many tools. I'm qualified in NLP as well, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, but I use motivational maps as a founding structure to make sure we're on the right path with the very thing that's going to make us feel fulfilled. It's going to allow us to perform at the highest possible level. And it's really going to be the thing that makes us feel alive and happy in doing what we do through our business or the work that we actually do day to day.
Hmm. So basically, what you're saying is that our decisions has a lot of things in which we in our subconscious, which probably we might even not realize that, right? And then we need to study that and see why are we making that decision, whether it's the right or wrong decision, and then kind of think this will help us to understand our mind, how it's working or how do we work. So is everybody different on that, how they make decisions, or is that pretty universal, some of those?
Yeah, so everybody's different. Everybody's different based on your upbringing, based on your personality, based on the modeling you experience growing up. See, when
Mhm.
I talk about what motivates us, motivation is just energy, right? When we're motivated, we have energy, and that comes from somewhere. And when we are focusing on the things that make us feel good, these are emotional states, they call them values that are important to us, then we have more energy naturally.
Mhm.
Now, everybody at some point in their life would have been experienced to something which made them feel a certain way. And when they experienced that emotion, they went, that's really, I really like that. It feels good. It gives me a massive amount of pleasure. So
Yeah.
what they tend to do is then make decisions that help them to create more of that in their lives. Now, with motivational maps, there are 9 different motivators that are really the drivers of our life. So I can happily give you a quick overview of them so
Sure.
people can see which ones are them. So the first motivator is something called searcher. And just as you're listening, just see if which one jumps out at you that might be most similar to you. Searcher is all about deep meaning and purpose, making a difference in the world. These people like to belong to a like-minded community. You often find these people as coaches or in charities. These type of people just want to give. They want to give to the world. And meaning means different things to different people. It might be the types of people who are into humanitarian aid or saving the planet or helping animals. So that's the searcher. The second one is spirit. They're all about freedom, autonomy, flexibility. They don't like being micromanaged or told what to do. They're often independent and not very great as part of a team. You will find this a lot in entrepreneurs. The third one is the creator. Creator is all about innovation, big vision, loves change, loves new things. Likes being on the cutting edge and hates routine, rigidity, anything like that. Then we have the builder. The builder is all about a higher than average lifestyle. These are often focused on money. They're about goals. They like to actually buy expensive things, and they're often misunderstood. They like to actually buy nice things because it's like represents something that they've created for themselves, not because they just want to show that stuff off. Then we have the expert. The expert is all about specializing. These people are hungry to learn all of the time. They want to either know about people or they want to gather information. Sometimes they're challenged because all they ever do is gather information and not actually implement any of what they're actually learning. Then we have the director. The director is all about often the CEO of a company. They're often the people who like to have power over people, but they don't always like that word, so they might use the word influence. They like to be the people in charge. They like to be the people making decisions. Then we have the next 3, which we call the relationship motivators. The first one is called the friend. Now, the friend is the type of person that in their work, one of the things they value is those deep relationships, those deep conversations. They like to make friends with people, and they know everything about their partners and their families. They go to work just so they can have these relationships. And you can probably start to see how these are suited to certain roles in an organization or even in a business. And then the next one is the star. Star is the type of person that they love to be recognized. They need to be told they're doing a great job or well done all of the time. They're constantly seeking out like certificates, employee of the month, bonuses for doing a good job. They love being recognized. And then the final one is called the defender. The defender is all about safety, security. They love routine. They hate change. This type of person, if you're working with something like a creator who loves change, you can often get quite a lot of conflict there. Because if they're trying to work together, one's trying to change it and one's trying to keep it the same. So you can experience these types of conflicts. So those are the 9 motivators. And I'm interested, Dr. Moby, which one sounds similar to you? Which one do you kind of relate to if you were to?
Okay. Yeah. In the first category or in the second category, you're asking.
Yeah,
So
so any of the 9, which one kind of jumps out and says, "Oh, that sounds very familiar to me," or maybe there's a couple.
yeah, there are probably couple, I would say. So I feel like I have these goals and I do these things which which you are mentioning. and then I'm not into a lot of recognition, but it's good to be recognized, right?
Yeah, sure.
But not much into that. But yes, it's good. But I have done good things in terms of being motivated by my own goals, and kind of remain focused on those goals.
I'm
Uh,
guessing you like to learn too by all the books in
yeah,
the background, right?
yeah, yeah. So I do, and I just feed out of positive energy always, and that kind of keeps me going, because small successes, um, to me, brings the big success. So so I'm like that. I small successes keep on adding, and that kind of keeps motivating me. That's how I kind of keep going. So if positivity, and keeps doing that, like you see in the background, I have two songs, and I mean, I'm not a professional singer by any means, but because I did that, it kind of motivated me to write more and more.
I'm curious, what is it about writing songs and singing songs that really excites you? Is it you just enjoy creating them or do you enjoy sharing them with other people? I'm just curious.
Okay, well, it's actually both. So writing and performing that. So my first song was based on. It's called Unsung Heroes, and I was working at the hospital, and I saw this lady working for so many days, and myself, was very exhausted. So I needed motivation myself to. I was feeling kind of sad about all COVID situation and everything. So I asked her, "How do you keep yourself motivated and going?" And she said, she'd been working nonstop for 30 days. You know, so I said, "Oh my God." Then people are doing more than what I was doing. So I felt really motivated by her work ethics and everything. So that then I wrote that song in just 1 hour, the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So then, so that so same. The second song was about cicadas love, and it was I don't know if you know about cicadas. They come every 17 years. So, and then they are programmed. They remain underground, and they just come above ground every 17 years. They mate, and then they produce offspring, and then they die. So that is kind of very unique. I say, wow, amazing. Nothing disturbs them. They are very focused. They just come every 17 years, perfect on timing. So I say, wow, that's very amazing. It's like very unique. So that really motivated me to write the second one, and we made a love song out of it, because I said, but then they come, and they mate, and they find their, and these cicadas, they are singing actually a very loud song, to attract their female partner. So the sound we are hearing is actually their love song. It's about
Interesting.
80, 90 decibels, really very high pitched voice.
You're talking to my I'm a high expert on the motivators, so I'm very intrigued by this. I like to learn.
No, I can feel that. I can feel that, and I really appreciate that you're doing that exercise. So that kind of gets me going on that second, song. We personally, I think I get motivated by common people. So I look at basically common events. I look at everybody day to day. Yeah, that's what those are all my heroes. People working around me, but people working for me, with me. They I just look at their level. Sometimes I'd like to see get motivation, and we all have ups and downs, and we all get frustrated. Is normal, but how do you get out of that? That's important. And so for me, I many times I feel that I can find their rhythm, or I can find their basis, how they are working. And many times I'm working two shifts, or two different jobs, and I asked my colleagues or NSA how many things you are doing, and they said they're doing five, six things. So wow, how do you do that? And that's kind of try to understand what they are going through. And so then to me it looks like my misery or my things are small.
Yeah.
I have very little things which I am worried about. So that gives me motivation. That's how I motivate myself. So
So one thing I'd say about that, and this is the thing about motivation. So I'm inspired by different things. When I see things, it's inspirational to me. When we're talking about this motivation here, we're talking about, if you were to look at your life, there would be decisions you've made that have led you to do certain activities and create certain results for yourself. So the very fact that you're a doctor tells me something about you. It tells me who is it you typically work with?
who do I typically work? You mean as a patient or as?
Yeah, do you work?
Okay,
Do you
yeah,
work?
I do sleep medicine. So my patients have sleep disorders.
Okay, got it. So this tells me, just by the nature of your lifestyle and what you do, and the very fact that you do this show, that you're probably someone who cares about people, right?
Mhm.
You care
Yeah.
about making a difference in people's lives. So naturally, I can hear that you're probably got a high searcher. So if you were looking at, okay, how do I operate in what I call the sweet spot, which is my top three motivators? And when you do something like a motivational map, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. You can see what are the three things that, if you focused on them consistently, it would lead to more fulfillment, increased performance, and as a result, more success in those areas. So for you, clearly, you're a doctor. And
Mhm.
at some point, you've aligned yourself with your unconscious motivators. You may or may not have known you do it, but it felt right. This is what I feel like doing. I want to be someone who helps people or makes a difference
Mhm.
or has some kind of meaning through the work that I actually do,
Mhm.
which tells me, and with motivational maps, context is everything. It tells me that you're probably in your top three, you probably have a high searcher, just given the small bit of information that you shared with me there about what you do. Looking at the background, you're probably a high expert as well, by the
Yeah.
sound of it. And I wouldn't know what your third one is as yet, but I'd probably say creator is high up there as well, because you like to create music, create songs, and ultimately that supports you in sharing those with people and seeing people smile, I'm sure, when they hear your music, right? And they hear the
Yeah.
words of your song. So you can start to see that it's not so much about, hey, I get up in the morning and I'm motivated. It's more about, how do I align myself to the things that I know will give, that I'm energized to do, that
Mhm.
will give me more fulfillment. And you said it earlier, by focusing on those things, I then experience more motivation
Mhm.
and more energy to do more of it. And when you were talking about the lady, I think you said, did you say 30 hours?
Yeah.
30 hours? She's
No,
probably
no, 30. No, she was working from 30 days non-stop.
about
Like
30 days. Yeah. Yeah.
30 days non-stop, no breaks. Every day
Yeah.
she would show up, and she was cleaning the hospital because all her colleagues left, or
Yeah.
some, they were afraid they might catch COVID, and a lot of people unfortunately called off sick, or
Right.
didn't show up or quit the job. And then there were few of these which were very brave souls, and they stayed and they did non-stop, no
Yeah.
breaks.
I see now.
Amazing.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the point about motivation. Something was motivating her to do that, right? And I'd say that it was probably about something bigger than herself.
That's
Like,
right.
she has a certain role in which she contributes in a way to a certain higher vision of why she's there. It's a bit like you may have heard the story. I can't remember who it was that asked the cleaner, "So what do you do?" I think it was a US president went to NASA and say, "So what do you do?" And he says, I put a man on the moon." And he was a janitor or cleaner, but he knew it was about a larger picture, and his values was about, I'm creating this. I'm not just using a mop or cleaning the toilet. It's about something bigger than myself. And that's what I'd say would probably be the thing that's driving that individual to keep showing up for work every day, to actually support that larger vision. And there's a saying, people don't get out of bed in the morning because of their personality.
No, I mean, I completely agree. There was a larger or bigger motivator for her, and but I was really impressed. I said, well, I'm a doctor, of course. I'm also doing a lot of shifts, and I get paid way better than did.
Yeah.
But she's cleaning. She is cleaning these, and there's no way we would have worked if we didn't have a clean room to put patients in. Or this is amazing. So to me, it was very touchy. It was kind of, I got very emotional about that. So I said, you are a hero, and I'm sorry nobody ever said that, but you are a hero, and we should recognize that. So I wrote that song, and then she was in that video too. So I
Wow.
mean, those are. So I said, well, I appreciate you, and you will be famous all over. Everybody will watch you and appreciate what you do. So to me, it was gratitude for that, for her, honoring her. So that's what I think I felt great about that, and kind of it gives me motivation too. That look, she's doing it for. I mean, she's a bigger person, so we can all learn from her. So that's what motivated me. And so I said, everything else is side. She's the hero.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
so that's how I think mine basically is. And also, I all started all this with, of course, being doctor. I was doing that, but I had a difficult time myself with my health, and I got sick, and then that's how I ended up doing lifestyle. And I got sick, and my cardiologist said you have to lose weight and all that. I was very overweight, and so I said, you have to lose weight, and I said, oh well, that's very hard because I love food, but you know but at one for some strange reason, my wife always said you need to lose weight and all that, but I never listened to her. For some reason, I don't know what happened. That moment, it just got me in that maybe I should look into it. Maybe I should look into that. So I just looked at it and I said, okay, I will listen to. Let me listen to dietitian. Let me see what she has to say. And then she said, but I said, sorry, I can't do that. It's very hard. But I will follow your main principle. Let me figure that out my way. So, and that's that day. I never turned back. It was so I said, okay, I'll keep losing weight every week. I'll show up in your clinic, but I'm gonna do my way. But we'll have the. And she said that's very fascinating. I have never seen somebody like that who won't follow my instructions, but follow the principles. I said, okay, yes, deal is done. So I showed up every week, whole year, lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
So, and 4 years have passed by. So I said, so that motivated me to, of course, the biggest success was losing first 5-10 pounds. So those small successes then built into the larger. I shared it with my friends around me, colleagues, and workers, and they all lost weight, and then that's how my journey started. Um, I felt great because I said, well, I never knew this is so simple. That you just have to be disciplined. You just have to follow the same routine, or pretty much similar, and focus on that and remain focused. So it's been fifth year now. Never ever gained weight. Very
Wow.
healthy.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I have motivated 4,000 or plus people lose weight.
Wow.
A lot of my patients to all different parts of the world. Of course, my parents, my family, friends, neighbors, everybody. So, but I think I felt that this could be done, and then that's how I ended up doing lifestyle show and my book, and now TV, and now connecting with you. Look at now
This is
connecting.
it's very interesting and fascinating. Again, when you bring this back to the motivation, the values, like we're driven by something, right? We're all driven by something, and it's not like we're all driven by similar things, but the priorities are different for different people. And I can see that you talked about it, that you helped 4,000 people. And again, I said that you're probably a high searcher, which you're sharing the things that you learn. You like, I go running around the lake every morning and then I do a video and I take my wisdom and the lessons that I've learned very similar to you because I'm a high searcher. And all I do is I share that wisdom with other people and it impacts people's lives, right? And
Yeah,
it feels good and it's fulfilling for us. And the things that make us feel fulfilled, the things that make us feel good, naturally we're going to want to do more of them. It's a bit like, I know this won't be you now, maybe it is. If you enjoyed eating a donut and it was pleasurable, you'd want to eat more donuts.
that's true. That's true.
I trust you probably make a different choice. I mean, I'm very big into my health and it's very much around the foundation of everything I do, but I still like to enjoy food, which you
Yeah,
alluded to earlier. So it's not that I just restrict myself. I still treat myself. It's just, again, you said it before, it's about habits and discipline that allow me to maintain that level of health and that level of fitness. And I'm guessing it's not too dissimilar for you too.
yeah, and that is so true. That it is all about discipline. I mean, a lot of people they don't realize that. I mean, everybody has some kind of routine, and whether it's a good or bad, but everybody follows pretty much something they are already on, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's not even kind of haphazard routine, but they have follow. So all they have to do is tweak a little bit out of that, and just get your direction correct. That's all they have to do. So if they know where they're going, and where they are and where they want to go, then just remain focused on that, and then the rest will follow. Your mind is very smart, it figures out how to do that. And then, but your direction, you have to be very clear in your mind what you want to do. So that's to me is, so I always tell them, you need to know where north, south, east, west is, and you need to remain focused on that, and then you will find a way. It takes time. It, of course, I mean, it took me 1 year, 1 year to reach lose 100 pounds. Didn't happen overnight, and but I was patient. I mean, there were days where you feel sad, but that's 1 year is a long time, right?
Yeah, and I think that's important what you're saying as well, because we're talking about creating results here, creating lifestyle change, creating something new that doesn't exist right now. And there is this common misconception that it is going to happen overnight. And the other misconception is that people don't have bad days or don't have days where they struggle, because we live in a world today where everyone has a show reel. It's the best pictures. It's only show people the good things. And people falsely start to believe that business, life, fitness, whatever it is should be easy.
Mhm.
But we all have bad days. But the difference between someone like yourself who's created those results and myself and my clients is that they're able to bounce back quickly. They don't stay in that place. They're able to shift and actually move forward. Or if they are having a bad day, they have a good bad day. They do it really well. I'm
Yeah.
really going to have a bad day and I'm going to make the most of it rather than dwell there and try and change things all the time.
Oh, okay. Yes. And thank you for bringing that, and showing people what you do, and I can tell that you are very experienced about what you do, and I really liked it. So you could share live experience of somebody's coaching. Uh,
Yeah.
so kudos to you. That's amazing work you do. So also tell me a little bit some of the things where people can benefit from your services. Do you have website? I assume, right?
Yeah, so if you want to find out, I put together a free little exercise you can complete
Mhm.
because the motivational maps is a paid option. Um, so I want to give you an insight into this so you can gain more understanding. So if you go to jwilliamscoaching.com/values.
Okay, let me add that, and people can watch it. J Williams Coaching.
.com
Mhm.
/values.
Okay, /values. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll be able to download an exercise so they can complete values. I'll give you another URL where they can go and find out about motivational maps, which
Okay.
is,
Well, let me share this 1 second. So we're gonna share this. Discover your values. Is that the one?
yeah. So this one talks all about motivational maps.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to link in the other page, but if they go here, they'll be able to find out all about motivational maps. And what I will do is I'll give you a discount code here where you can get £47 off. So
Mhm.
if you did want to complete a map, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes.
Mhm.
You can see it's £147 normally there.
Mhm.
If they type at the checkout Mobi, so MOBI
Mhm.
47, that will give them £47 off.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. So
And
I'll put that. So they should go to this website, J Williams values, and type Moby, and that will get.
yeah, at the checkout, they'll get
Okay,
£47.
very good. Well, thank you for doing that, and I will make sure people can check that. And you say you have another URL too.
Yeah, if you just send them to this one for now, this is
Right.
where, because this is display motivational maps, they still need to link the other page up. So
Mhm.
if they go to that URL, they'll be able to find out, they'll be able to look all about me anyway and find out more about what I do. And if they want to get coaching of any kind, then they can find out about that there as well.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, well, that's very fascinating, and I think you do amazing work. So keep up that and keep motivating people. And any final message would you like to share?
Yeah, I'd say probably the last thing I'd say is that there's a whole other world out there. And quite often we see our lives through one lens. And that's often the lens that we've been trained and taught growing up. And the truth is, it doesn't have to be that way. You can have it all. You can have the fulfillment, the aliveness, the success,
Mhm.
the excitement that you really want in your life. And it's really, and it sounds kind of cliche, it's on the other side of your comfort zone. But with the right guidance, whether it be me or Dr. Moby or somebody else, then
Mm.
you can really have it all.
That is true. That's so true. Well, thank you for coming to our show. It was pleasure learning and learning more and more. People can go to the website. Please check him out, and amazing guest and amazing performance. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye
Thank
bye.